So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the first game of the new season and the customary press conference that comes along with it. How am I feeling? Well, title talk is ridiculous. Why on earth would we promise a title after we've just been promoted? It's going to be a case of either fans proud or we're ready for them. Let's make a rod for our back by saying that we're going to make the fans proud. If we lose 6-0, that's not going to be something that's going to be very prideful for a lot of our fans, and I would completely understand why. There we go, that's the press conference out of the way, and you can see at the bottom of your screen the first game of the season. Dear God, it's against Bournemouth, which actually is going to be a really good measuring stick of how good this team of ours is now with the new signings. If you've not already seen the transfer special, go and watch that so you can see who we brought in. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit jealous seeing that Dries Mertens has signed for Inter Milan, but that's the kind of money that we're trying to compete with now. Lewis Grabban transfer talk denied. Absolutely, we're denying it. He's not going to Bristol. He's one of our main men. Dear Lord. Right, let's go to the match and let's get this new season underway. And again, I will point out, this is a really interesting measuring stick for us. Bournemouth pretty much tore us to pieces at the end of last season. They won 2-0 thanks to a very, very early goal and then an own goal from Christie, where he wasn't really under too much pressure. He just passed back to the goalkeeper and it slipped between the keeper and the post. But the thing is that Bournemouth were far and away the best team in the Championship last season. They outplayed us from first minute to last, and we need to see if the transfers that we've made have improved us any. Obviously, not many of them making it into the starting 11 to begin the season. Only Dave on the right here and Centurion at left wing forward are new signings. Oh, sorry, Oriol Busquets. How could I forget about Oriol? I'm actually tempted to throw Kabayi in there because he's just slightly better defensively. I'm just wondering about whether or not it might be a good idea to maybe have a little bit more experience out there. It's a tough one. No, we're going to stick with Oriol Busquets because if we compare him to Colback, see, Colback actually is better defensively, but elsewhere he's beaten quite comprehensively. But I think Busquets is going to develop into a much better all-round player, especially defensively. Right, enough chatter. We know how we're going to play. Let's kick off. Before we do that, though, let's change the kits, because I don't want kit clashing to be an issue through this game. Right, okay, kick off. Here we go. Let's see how we can do against the champions of the Championship. A team that ran us ragged at the end of last season. But we're all fresh and ready to go. They have made probably quite a few signings themselves, and I'm interested to see if they've made a lot of new signings, and we'll see because we'll let the graphics run. Will those new signings upset their rhythm and their ability to gel as a team? That's going to be an interesting thing early on. We've not made too many changes. I'll have to wait and see how many they have as the teams walk out on the pitch for this first Premier League game at the City Ground in was it a decade now? It's got to be longer, surely. There's nothing like the first game of the season to get the blood pumping for fans and players alike. There's a few close-ups of the players as they're stretching and getting ready for kick-off. Players wave to the fans in attendance. And here come the lineups. We know the Nottingham Forest lineup, of course. For some reason it's being shown as a 4-2-2-2. It's definitely not. I like that though, the inaccuracy. Right, so do you know what, actually that's a lot of very familiar names, so I don't think they're going to have a problem with gelling as a unit. But yeah, I kind of like the fact that the graphics for the formations are actually wrong, because you see that on TV quite a lot. You get a lot of TV stations that try to second guess a formation, and as soon as the game kicks off you realise, wait, they're playing completely differently to how they thought they were going to. There's the first couple of touches for Dave, the fullback. It's Yuri Ribeiro inside to Centurion. Ooh, I wanted just to pass it to the centre there, but obviously he hasn't really got the lay of the land as far as his teammates are concerned yet. He's chasing back well though. Can he win the ball here? No, he can't, but he does well enough to hold Cook up. And he finds Guerrero with a pretty decent out ball. Arcas back to Arta. Worrell now. Out to Zafwick. Tried a really early cross, and it cannons off of the defender, out for a throw-in. Here's Lolly. Through to Zafwick, that's a very good ball out to him. Into the middle, header! Oh, it's a first goal of the season for Nottingham Forest, and a first goal of the season for their main striker, Guerrero. What a cross that was from Zafwick. And what a through ball that was as well. Brilliant start for Nottingham Forest. And he's already got an assist to his name. And his career with Nottingham Forest is about 10 minutes old. Exactly 10 minutes old. Well, what a start for Nottingham Forest here. Back in the Premier League for the first time in years. And they're laying ghosts to rest already. Nice play out from the back for Forest there. They're not afraid to play it out from the back. It's one of the hallmarks of most of my teams. Just don't see the point in lobbing it forward. Going to end up losing possession most of the time. Centurion, that's not a great header. Diego Rico on the left-hand side here brings the ball forward under no pressure whatsoever. Arta looks to put some on him, and he wins the ball, puts it out for a throw, which Bournemouth will take. Just trying to cut off the passing lanes here where possible. Well, that was a good ball, good layoff. Busquets looking to put pressure on, can't win the ball, but manages to force them out wide. Here's Lolly. Lots of space. Can he get the cross in? He looks for it. He does. Guerrero nearly got on that one as well. Guerrero looking very dangerous in the air today. He won't need asking too many times to try and take that chance. Oh dear, got away with that one. Arta with a long raking ball to the other side. Of course, he's playing against his former employers here today. Arcas shifts it back out to the left-hand side. Centurion. Just carried it slightly too far. Still getting used to a new player, but I like what I'm seeing from him so far. He's got very zippy passes. And when he takes the ball, he controls it beautifully. Reminds me a little bit, dare I say it, of Jethro Willems, the way he kind of spins on the ball when he controls it sometimes. Stacey on the right-hand side, looking for a ball forward, but he can't find one. It's forced back by Centurion, who's doing a decent amount of graft on this left-hand side defensively. There he goes again, and he's won it. And here they come. Over the top for Lolly. He was never going to get to it. Beaten to it by the centre-back. But now Arcas looking to close down. It's good to see these attacking players doing their defensive duty. Stacey. And that ball's just creeped out of play, so says the linesman. The referee gives a throw-in to Forest. Just takes a slight deflection, which benefits Bournemouth here. Out to King. Diego Rico over the top. Worrell and King trying to get to the ball first, and King manages it and does a lovely job of turning his man. Gets it back to Rico, comes back to King again. These two just sharing the ball between them. King could get a cross in here, and Samba does a very good job of cutting it out. Otherwise, it could very easily have been the equaliser. As the half-time whistle goes, it's Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0. It's been a really, really good first half for the newly promoted Nottingham Forest. Less so for the newly promoted champions, Bournemouth. But there is still 45 minutes left to go. And despite the fact there's only been one shot all this half, it's been a pretty fascinating game of football. I want to see more shots this half, though. Well, that's good, isn't it? How about you don't tell me that during the middle of an offline game? That would be lovely. That would be much more intelligent than just interrupting my game during the flow of it. Never mind. Let's get back into this. Long ball forward. Ooh, I don't know who that came off of. I think Centurions won it. Lovely ball into Arcas. Here's Arta. Into Centurion. Is he going to take a shot? He looks for it, and I'll tell you what, it was on target. Goalkeeper's done very, very well to save that. Harry Arta does a lovely job of bringing it down for Arcas. Here's Centurion again. Lolly out to Zlik. Plays it in. Nice little lob ball into the box. Can't take advantage of it though. And now here come Bournemouth on the counter. Barrow just slightly out of position there. And the ball carried over the line for a goal kick. Forest a little bit fortunate there. It was a dangerous situation to be in. But the lack of control was what cost Bournemouth in the end. Centurion. To Ribeiro. Looked to play it back to Centurion, but didn't really have his angles right. Oh, and this could be a counter down the right-hand side now. Both left-sided players very, very far forward. Oh, that's very good covering from Zafouik. We're going to have to figure out how that's pronounced between now and tomorrow's episode, because I do feel quite bad. I feel like I'm absolutely butchering his name. Centurion just caught offside slightly there. Yeah, just couldn't hold his run. Going to turn the attacking fullbacks off. So don't think we really need them now. And Bournemouth are looking quite dangerous down the flanks. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well done, Samba. You know what I was going to say about that. Oh, the ball's been played to the striker with his back to goal. Oh, look, he's turned the man. Oh, look, he scored. How often has that happened? Here's Arcas. Guerrero. Good strength. Sifweek puts it out for a corner. Nearly 70 minutes gone in this game. Should we give Hadji his debut? Why not? Ribeiro with the cross. Guerrero underneath it. Can't get to it. Josh King will collect this one first and he'll look to spring a counter if he can. Hadji doing good chasing here, and he's won the ball. He couldn't find the through ball though. It's a shame. He's showing promise already, reading the play well, winning the ball by intercepting the pass. Oof, goalkeeper couldn't hold that on. Billing wins a corner for his side with a powerful rising effort, which I think may have ended up going just above the crossbar. Oh no, actually, it may have dipped in. Well done, goalkeeper. No, don't be tempted. There we go, now you bring your player out. Ah, it's well won by Hadji, but unfortunately the player's too strong, manages to keep hold of it. Oh dear, what a mistake. Very nearly paid for it with an equaliser. What else I'm going to do is going to throw on Colback for a little bit of experience, and then if we replace Oriol Busquets with Kabayi, then we shouldn't lose too much fluency in the middle of the park. Here he comes for his debut. Free transfer, of course. I'm not going to look to pass to him specifically, but if the chance arises, then why not? Oh dear, that's awful. And we got away with one there. That was an absolute shank from both parties. But McKenna didn't settle himself, passed it on his weaker foot. And that's what you get. If you don't control the ball properly and immediately try to pass it one-touch style, sometimes the accuracy will not be there. That's a lovely little dink into Arcas. Sifweek. Colback, come on. Arcas doing really well to put pressure on the man, force him into passing it earlier than he wanted. Guerrero chasing back now. Kabayi. Coming together there. Referee played advantage, I think. Stacey. Ooh, too much power on that. Cook. I'm sure Kabayi won that. And Zafwik coolly intercepts. And that is that. A nervy second half, perhaps not the performance I was hoping for, but given what happened at the end of last season, this is a marked improvement. In Nottingham Forest's first game back in the Premier League, they walk away 1-0 winners, and all 3 points belong to the Tricky Trees. Yeah, Bournemouth were much better in that second half, although I would venture to say that most of those shots were from fairly long range. We only had 2 shots the entire game, both of them on target. I'll expect to see a little bit more out of Centurion in the next few games. He feels like a very responsive, very attack-minded player. Guerrero, man of the match performance, although for my money I have to say Zafwik really deserves the plaudits for such an excellent near post cross. Colback getting a 4.5 despite being the safe option, bringing him on. Oh well, there we go. And that will do it for today's episode. You can see there all of the other results in today's Premier League action of match day 1. Looks like Tottenham might have a chance of going top of the league. I think they might have. Indeed they have. So Tottenham Hotspur, get the party streamers out. You're top of the league. Liverpool second, Manchester City third, and unbelievably Nottingham Forest are in 4th place. What would I give for that to be the result at the end of the season? Okay, we've got some negotiations to do, but in the meantime, I'm going to leave it there after we have this lovely little animatic that you've obviously never seen before, ever, because they're all so original. Well done, win another game. Seems fairly straightforward and obvious to me, but there we go. Okay, lovely stuff. Well, as I said, with that, that's going to do it for this episode. Happy Premier League Day, everybody. Very, very happy with that performance. I have to say, like, compared to what happened at the end of last season, it felt just better all round. And as well, I have to say, the passing, even though we didn't get too many shots away, the passing was much improved as well. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.